The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening. So you've come to sit once again in the jazz bar with your boy Twitch. Glad you've come to see me again. They're not around tonight, so I don't have to worry about being seen. Speaking of being seen, when you last spoke to me, we saw that loud mongrel Dread outside. It seems him and Jackie went for a motorcycle ride around town. Very odd when you think about it. A gangrel. And a ventrilo. I guess sometimes you like to take a little trip on the wild side, huh? And then I also saw Eleanor and Lamar taking a trip in a car together. Had a bit of a personal moment. You might say that Lamar is starting to feel, of all things, guilt for some of his past actions and his choices. Though, I will be frank, does any of us actually really have any choices? Now that's an interesting thought now, isn't it? It also seems that one Mr. Roscoe had a visitor that even I couldn't really see who they were. But I do know that Roscoe invited him in his shop. Now, you know, they always tell you, be careful who you invite in your house. Because, well, once you've invited a guest in, who knows what they leave behind. And now we get to one of the biggest little events of the past week, which is quite interesting, actually. It seems my wayward child has been a very naughty kindred. Seems they've decided to step up and protect the daughter of Malkav Eleanor by removing son from his unlife. Now, I'd like to say that was uncalled for, but it's not. Son was a monster and deserved it. But my child should know. When they do stuff like this, they become hunted. And those who look for them will find them in time. They know my position on this. I do not interfere. Do not get involved. I will not save them. They are on their own in this. And I don't think anyone understands the real implications of what it means for this coterie, for the events of the night that Chicago set on Sun. Now that's something to think about, isn't it? Well, tonight promises to be a rather active night. I'm gonna try to find what I can, and I'll get back to you. You know, as always, I'm your boy Twitch. We will talk again. Now go and leave me to my drink. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I'm Merlin Dare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and tonight I'll be playing Jacqueline Duran of Clan Ventru.
And I'm Lady Merowith, and I am playing Eleanor Thurston, Clan Malkavian.
I am the Lifesaver, and I am playing Destiny Star Jones, Kaitif.
I'm Urian, and I'm playing Roscoe Akers, Clan Tremere.
I'm Gavin, and I play Lamar Cade of Clan La Sombra.
I'm Mickey, and I play Sam Grant of Clan Bruja.
And tonight we have, as you can see, a special guest. Now let our guests introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Astral Aberration on Twitch and Discord, and this evening I will be playing Nolan Wilhelm, also known as Philip Orson.
And when we last were with members of this coterie, they had a rather eventful night. And a night that may have changed the political landscape of Chicago for a bit. But at the end of the episode, Etienne had given Jackie a rather frightening message. And we're actually going to pick up the next night from that because Jackie and Philip went out on a bit of a date.
Oh no, she brought dinner in.
Well, they had a dinner date with an escort. And this is after the escort has already left. And I'm going to turn the scene over to Philip and Jackie.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh yes, greatly.
Good, good. She's one of my recent graduates. I have actually...
She's quite skilled.
Indeed. I have earmarked a selection that should suit your needs, and if you require them, I'll make sure your ghoul has information to request them.
I do very much appreciate that, Colette.
Oh, calling me Colette now?
It merely took a little getting used to things after such a rather intense period after everything's happened. I must admit, when I said that I'd come to see you, and truly that is part of why I'm here. But I also needed somewhere stable with people I trust to keep safe. My position after London was compromised, and Jacob died defending me.
I am very sorry to hear that. He was exceptional. I actually took the name I use now in honor of him. Because in France, we don't have Jacob. We have Jacques. It's very sad. I know he was very useful to you. I am sorry for your loss.
Thank you. He had potential.
Indeed.
It's unfortunate that he is gone.
Indeed. What is bothering you?
A few evenings ago, I somehow spontaneously entered torpor and relived some memories bygone.
Can you share with me what you remembered?
I remembered the preparations to oust Vitel.
Oh my.
It wasn't, as you can imagine, not one of my fondest memories, considering what happened to me at his hands.
I don't mean to possibly frighten you, my sire, but I also had that experience a few nights ago. And I recollected three days after you ousted Vitel, when Joseph brought you to my home in New Orleans. And the week I spent at your side, day and night, waiting for just a Kosterek. And how, because of the urgency and method that I used to reach her, was, as she said very canny, she recruited me into her service. And didn't stop there, of course. How I convalesced you, sustained you with the blood of my veins, so you could heal, until you were fit enough to do it for yourself, and then fit enough to return to duty.
That must have been very difficult for you to relive.
Especially considering how different we are now.
I cannot say that the years we've been parted have not changed me. I'm still very committed to you. Were it not for my duties to the tower,
You would what?
I would truly appreciate to spend many more nights like this.
It is not only your commitment to the tower, your duty to the tower. You know we can never have that. Our enemies would use us against each other. You know this.
That much remains true.
I appreciate your honesty with me this eve. However, I am a bit perturbed. You have showed up years late, mind you, and manipulating me into thinking you still felt love and passion. You are my sire and an archon to the Justicar I serve. It is my duty to be at your disposal. You do not need to manipulate me to get my services.
Forgive me that I was not more candid at the start. Part of me maybe thought on our time together and maybe I tried too hard to rekindle something that maybe dead in me. But I will put my life on the line for you.
It is my hope you never will have to. Truly. Because I would never ask that for you.
Let us hope that if that time comes, it is many years from now.
I tried when you first came back to be Colette. I did. But she died 8 years ago, darling. And even though I took the name Jacqueline years before then, I truly became her then. Jacqueline is the survivor. She is the one who has been through grievous loss and magnificent wins. She is the one who has learned, adapted, and survived. While there is still some tenderness in me, she recognizes a manipulation from a mile away and will not fall prey to it. If you must use me, give me your honesty. I believe after all we have been through, I deserve that. I hope you are proud of the master you have made, my sire.
I am. I shall do my utmost not to digress into dishonesty with you again, and the lessons you've clearly learned in that time are of great value. They will serve you well.
They have so far. I have been building a network of those who are loyal, those who will come to my aid when requested. I have done much good work in 15 years in this city. I have built a foundation, and now I am building up. The girl that was here with us tonight, she is one of many under my service now, with an agency I am nearly ready to launch. It is a vacancy our clan has not filled. Elite companionship. And it will make my mark on the city.
You have done well. I am proud of what you have become,
I have also...
Jacqueline.
Thank you, Philip. I also have a few things to notify you of. First, I will give you good news, because, of course, these memories are distressing. I will be looking into those matters. There are others that I know that had similar experiences, and I will be looking into it, and I will let you know what I find out, of course. You have a grandchild.
You've saw it since we last met?
Yes. 8 years ago. I knew I needed to have someone I could trust.
That is indeed wise.
And Abigail is magnificent. She actually works... She calls it acquisitions, it is funny. She works against sex traffickers and helps place those who have been victimized in safe employment, which I actually helped back that endeavor. And she is expanding her influence and her connections very quickly, even quicker than I did, darling. And, well, she is young and modern and didn't have a world war start 2 years after her embrace like I did. But she is truly something else. I would love for you to actually get to meet her. But discreetly, of course. She will not know that you are more than just a business associate of mine from Europe.
Of course, but I have a great deal of faith in your choices.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing my grandchild.
Thank you. I will let you know when it is arranged.
Excellent.
Another matter that has come to my attention. Now, unfortunately, this is not good news, but it is something I will entrust to you to ensure it reaches the appropriate ears. It has come to my attention that a Malkavian that has a penchant for dismembering kindred and staking them, that is on the red list, is rumored to be in the city.
I believe I've heard tell of this individual, that they dismember their enemies and then leave them to their enemies. How did you come about this knowledge?
Rumors. And I know that if people are talking about that, that triggered something for me to report.
You did well in telling me of this. I must. I'm bound to contact
As I am bound to report it to...
Justicar Par.
As I am bound to report it to an agent of a Justicar. So, I appreciate you doing that. If that type of monster is in this city, it needs to be handled.
Indeed.
Another question I had. As you, I'm sure, are aware, you are not the only Archon in this city.
Of course.
What do you know about the others, the Wolfpack?
The Wolfpack?
That's what they call themselves. They are a gang, girl. A biker gang is how they pose. And they... Well, their leader Tyrus was actually whom Juliet assigned me to be my contact for relaying information to her, of course securely. They don't actually know what information I'm sending her, but they courier the messages, basically. I just want to know more about the people I'm having to work with.
Well, from what I know, the Wolf Pack, they served under Prince Lodin and were, despite concerns that their commitment to the causes of the Camarilla was lacking, they served Prince Lodin effectively.
They served Prince Lodin,
Yes.
not actually any Justicars.
Your meaning?
Is that why they were
No,
promoted to Archons? Because they served Lodin?
On this I am not certain, but I do not know specifically under which Justicar they serve.
Well, of course it doesn't matter. I don't need to know all that. But
I have heard, however, that their relationship with Prince Jackson is strained.
that is confirmed. That much I have been able to assess.
As for the leadership of this group, I've heard that Tyrus is some 5 centuries old at this stage.
Not surprising. I figured he was aged a bit. He has this habit I've picked up in my interactions with him. He actually will light a cigarette, take a puff or two, and then put it out on his flesh. Now, I know there are things that certain of our kind can do that where damage can help boost them up, but that doesn't seem to be what he's doing it for. He seems to be doing it to keep himself grounded, like grounded to reality or something.
I have heard rumors that Tyrus is not far from his beast. That he is slowly losing
the
battle to remain what he is.
That is sad. But it happens to some of the best of us. Interesting. Interesting. Do you know anything about the other members of the group?
There is one who has some reputation. I believe he would be serving as Tyrus' right hand, as it were. Dread. The Wolfpack took quite some number of casualties during the Lupine War, in which Prince Lodin fell. Dread was one of those who survived, but he paid the cost of entering a torpid state. He's been extant since somewhere around World War II.
Okay.
And his loyalty is to Tyrus.
That much I could assess. But thank you. Thank you. Okay. I appreciate that intelligence. It will help me with ensuring that my communications with them that I must perform are as pleasant as possible. You know how I like to do business. Speaking of Lupine War, the Lupine are active. I believe possibly they may have gotten some reinforcements in.
That is troublesome.
They are hunting certain kindred individually and doing so with small hunting packs. So far. But it has come to my attention that not all of them actually want all-out war. However, being that they are hunting certain kindred, I'm pretty sure those voices are being drowned out by the ones that do. But there's possible, which I plan to report this actually to the prince if his Senshaw will ever fucking get back with me. Hate this goddamn city. There seems to be one that is known to me that may be amenable to negotiating peace. So I'm going to report that to the prince. It is Jackson's problem. It is not mine nor yours. I will report that to him.
Hopefully he has the good sense to give it some credence if indeed this individual can be trusted.
Indeed. That is my plan. Well, is there anything else I can do for you, Messiah?
Not at this time, but I thank you for relaying the information you have given me, and I look forward to working with you again.
And I look forward to getting to know who you are now. Another evening, then. And she will exit.
And Jackie departs, leaving Etienne
No.
to take
Yeah.
to Etienne to take her back to her to her cabaret tonight.
Yep, she is going to her cabaret.
Yep. And we will thank you,
Thank you,
Astral, for playing this scene.
Thank you. It's a pleasure playing with you. So,
And everyone in chat right now, tell Astral, bring in the feels again. Bring in the feels. So we will let him depart because it is late for him.
Yes.
We will continue. For this next scene, actually, we're flashing over to Lamar. Your phone is ringing, Lamar. It's Tariq's number.
I pick up.
Hey, boss.
Hey, what's going on?
Running into some problems, boss.
With who?
God, you're not going to believe I'm about to say these words. Mom? My mom's on me again. To quit hustling on the street, get back in my ass in school, or she going to kick me out.
Lamar has to find the mute button so he can press it and curse. Curse loudly. Takes a moment. Presses the mute button again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, boss. Yeah, you kind of went silent there. Yeah, that's about how I feel.
Can you talk her down, or is she on the warpath?
I don't know what's... Look, boss, I don't know what got up her ass. Ever since Grandma's died, she's been on me about it, but I think she's also trying to make a move. Take Grandma's space. You know what I'm saying on the phone here?
Yeah, I got you. All right. Here's what you're going to do. About 5 minutes after I hang up with you, Tyrone's going to call you back. He's going to tell you where you can post up till I can come see you. We will straighten this out.
Boss, you're not doing anything to Mom, right? I've got to ask. I've seen how you straighten stuff out in the past. I'm just...
women and children usually get a pass from me.
I know, I'm just making sure, but yeah, I'll wait for Tyrone's call, and I'll go where he says.
Good. Do not, no matter what she does or says, do not antagonize her.
I've been trying not to. I'm just trying to avoid her. But, I got to come home eventually right now, and...
Well, you should be able to board your own place by now.
Yeah.
Or at least post up somewhere. Do that. Avoid her. Let her cool down. We will game out something to deal with it.
Okay, boss. I figured you'd be able to come up with some ideas on this, because I'm still new to all this, and I don't know how to deal with this stuff.
Yeah, where there's anyone else, there's some advice I'd give you, but mothers are the holiest beings there are, and I'm not going to let you go down that path.
Yeah.
When family members send you to hell, remember that.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that, once she gets past the grieving phase, she backs off a bit, but hard to say.
She needs time. You need time. Take some. I'll see you in a little while.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll wait for Tyrone to give me a ring.
Yeah, they'll do that in a minute.
Okay, boss. Thanks for hearing me out on this. I hate bringing the problems to you, because that's what you have me for, is to solve them normally, but yeah.
No, I got you. We'll figure this out.
Okay, boss. And then the line goes dead.
And then Lamar will call Tyrone and basically tell Tyrone to let Tariq stay at his place.
You want me to, my normal place, you want me to put him in have him stay at one of the bolt holes that we don't talk about often?
One of the bolt holes, do that.
Okay, cool.
Make sure he isn't followed.
Gotcha. Should I be worried? Is there something I should be keeping an eye on?
You see anybody following him, report back to me. Don't drop any bodies yet.
Okay, I can do that. That's not a problem. I'll let you know if I see anything odd.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Yep, I'll give you a call after I get him settled. I'll call you back. Or you want me to just pop in tonight?
No, I will talk to you as soon as I can.
Okay. You know how to find me.
Got you.
And the line goes dead for Tyrone as well.
Lamar knocks something off of his desk, and then he gets up, goes to his car, and he heads to the cabaret to talk to Jackie.
Okay. And now, I actually want to flash to Destiny real quick. Destiny's been busy the last couple of days. Kind of real busy. Setting up, trying to get a building that could be repurposed into a youth theater and manage it or a drug clinic. It's funny, on this night, as you're heading into the drug clinic, somebody you don't recognize, I'm going to share her picture and then describe her. She's above average height for a woman. You put her maybe 5'8" to 5'10". Short auburn hair. She's got it shaved down one side. It's not as long as in the picture you see there tonight. She's wearing, actually, if you'd put it maybe a last decade's outfit, going a bit retro in her overall look. And she's obviously been waiting on you, because the moment she sees you, she walks over to you. Destiny, right?
Correct. You seem to have me at a disadvantage, though.
Oh, you can call me Patricia. Patricia Dooley.
Patricia Dooley.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't do this, but, favors, you got to pay favors, and you got to get back favors, and that's how all this works.
Okay, why are you here?
A mutual friend of ours sent me. He'd like you to, at some point, come on down to south of the city and have some drinks with him.
Does the friend have a name?
Yeah, he's got a name. Most people call him Genghis.
Genghis is not my friend.
Well, he says he is. Look, I'm just the messenger. I owed him a favor. I got to pay the favor. I know from what he's told me, you understand how these things work. We got to give back when given.
I'm not going to shoot the messenger, but be careful. There are others that do shoot the messenger.
Yeah, I've heard. But you know, it kind of works out because I know you're with Jacqueline, right?
With her?
Well, I owe her a meeting.
Okay.
Mal Davis was setting this stuff up at one point. Things got kind of crazy. Let her know to go see Mal Davis back where she met her the first time so we can get this shit arranged.
All right.
And
Yes, I could do that.
you know, if you do that, odds are he'll be there. You can get your drink same time. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't really want to get a drink with him.
She gets a smile on her face. Yeah, he can be kind of rough around the edges at times, but he's
a pretentious prick who has said that I am his destiny. I am nobody's destiny but my own.
And she busts out in just a laugh that you just totally different than what you expected coming out of a woman her size. And she just, yep. He's a little rough at times, but trust me, he's actually got a heart of gold in there somewhere. He cares. Well, I'm not going to say about you.
Someone
but,
else.
You know, he cares. I'm just, give it some thought. That's all I have to do is make sure I give it some thought. He told me you'd probably say no.
Why don't you get the drink with Genghis and I? You can see firsthand the way that he treats me.
I mean, I'm fine with that since Mal Davis is going to be. I mean, we do it all at once. We got a good time to get everybody together. Since Mal Davis needs to meet with Jackie, though. Mal Davis told me the lie she told her. Jackie's supposed to meet with me, not Mal Davis, but Jackie will understand the reference. She knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But I'll sit with you and I'll make sure I'll keep him in line.
If you can manage that, then maybe you're more capable than you appear.
I can't manage that, but I'll try.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see, won't we?
Yeah, I mean, we will. If nothing else, I know we won't get too out of line where we're at. I mean,
all right.
Nominally, it's I'm in charge there.
Where is there?
And tells you a bar. Let me see if I have it written down here. Just double checking here. Don't have it written down. But it's a bar called The Pit. That's all. It's just called The Pit. Because, I mean, I'm not going to say any of these words. I'm not stupid, but I asked Jackie who Mal Davis was lying about, and you'll understand.
All right. I will do so.
Yep.
Patricia Dooley.
Yep, that's the name. And she almost looks like you should recognize the name. But, okay, well, I've done my part, what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to get out of here because, there's rules as to how long I'm supposed to be here and how many are supposed to. We have games to play.
Games to play.
Yeah. And she turns and starts walking down the street. Leaving Destiny, what the hell just happened?
Indeed. What the hell just happened, indeed.
Yep. And you go in and check on your clinic. Now, Bobby, by the way, hasn't been by lately.
Okay.
Haven't got word from Wineka in a while, actually.
That's disconcerting.
Probably is. Now, Jackie, you're at your cabaret. What are you doing?
I'm. Oh, I hear somebody have a thunderstorm warning. There we go. Okay.
That thunderstorm warning was Genghis and Destiny gonna meet.
Okay. Basically, I am calling Eleanor to ask her to come see me. We will see who gets here first, her or Lamar.
Let me find out. I can roll for that. That's a good thing to roll for.
So she is calling Eleanor, so she's letting the phone ring.
Hello?
Eleanor, it's Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
How-
How's it going?
How are you? You doing okay?
I'm doing well, actually.
Well, that is good to hear. That is good to hear. I actually have
Mhm.
something really important I need to tell you. It's
Ooh.
kind of like as soon as you can get to my cabaret, that would be better.
Oh, okay. I will head there right now.
Okay, thank you. I'll be in my office, so have Etienne lead you back when you get here.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
All right, thanks, doll. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, you've called Eleanor. Now, I rolled to see who got there first. Lamar, you arrived at the cabaret first. And is Jackie in her office tonight, or is she out in the
She
floor?
is actually in her office
So
tonight.
when you come in, you don't see Jackie around in the main area, but you do see Etienne standing at the entrance to the hallway. So you know what that normally means.
Lamar will approach Etienne.
Okay, Mr. Cade.
Hey, Etienne. I am dropping by unannounced, and I know that's not kosher, but I really need to speak to Jackie.
Oh, she's in her office, Mr. Cade. Let me go check real quick. And he heads down to the
Thank you.
office and he knocks on the door to Jackie's office.
And I respond.
Ma'am, Mr. Cade's here.
Eleanor hasn't arrived yet?
Not yet, ma'am.
Okay, if she arrives while he's in there, take her to your office
Yes, ma'am.
so she can have some peace, because she gets a little uncomfortable in the cabaret.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
I'll see Mr. Cade in.
Thank you.
And at the end, escort you to the office. I turn the scene over to Lamar and Jackie.
Lamar.
Jackie, thank you for seeing me. I not mean to drop in unannounced, but I have a little bit of an issue
I
that
would.
I need some advice on.
Well, I appreciate you coming to me. I would say you do have some issues. What has been going on with you the past week or so? You have been
the thing
off.
the thing at the bar. It was just a bad night. While we were all taking that nap, someone I knew died.
Oh, Lamar.
And
Someone close?
yes. And
And at that, she actually reaches and takes his hand. I am very sorry you woke to that.
one of those things you expect it to happen, but
It does.
timing was still shit.
It also never hurts less, trust me.
And this is going to be a real interesting century.
Indeed.
Um,
It always is. That first one is a bitch.
But because of that particular death, I now have a situation on my hands where I need to stop two people very important to this person from killing each other.
Oh,
Now, the La Sombra way to handle this is to hand them both a gun and let God sort it out.
that is indeed the La Sombra way to survival
Yes, it
of the
is.
fittest. I get it.
And if it was any two other people in the world, I'd let it be. It's not. And so
They are family.
they are.
Ah,
And in order to keep them from killing each other and possibly going somewhere very terrible in the process, I need to find a workaround.
okay. Tell me what the situation is. What is causing this family war, basically?
The family business, which happens to be
Yes, I know what it is.
crime.
I know
Yeah.
what it is.
And
So they are both involved, but opposing.
correct. And
Does one...
the way it sounds, they're not going to be able to. The way it goes, they're not going to be able to work this out to where one person takes this portion, the other person takes this portion, and that's that.
Do either of them work for you?
One of them does, yeah.
Okay. I will keep that to myself. Understand, anything you tell me in this room is in confidence. Okay?
All right.
Okay. And this is in the south side, yes?
Yeah.
How have things been going with you and Mr. Roche?
Well, I haven't had to see him in a little bit, so I'm going to consider that things are going great. He hasn't called me for any,
Okay.
big updates, and I've passed him along the information that I've got.
Perfect. You've been upholding your end of the bargain.
Yes.
So you have proved you are reliable to provide the service that was required of you. That is excellent. Okay. You don't want either of them harmed. Both of them are in the crime family type business. However, they oppose each other, and they are fighting over status, power, and territory, yes?
That's correct.
Got you. Okay. While I don't generally do gang-type stuff and criminal organizations, it's still a business structure, and I understand it. And when you have opposing business interests led by different individuals fighting over the same territory or customers, there's always conflict and issues. The way we work this out is probably something due to your own conditioning with your clan may not have ever thought of. You reported Gino Manatelli to Damien. Yes?
I did.
Did you also report Killian Roche as harboring him?
I didn't. I kept that in my back pocket in case things with Killian ever went sideways.
Very good. Very good. You have provided loyal service to Killian Roche and his organization. Perhaps it is time you get a promotion and more territory to manage.
I mean, that sounds wonderful. The only problem with that is
How do you get that?
Killian.
Yes. Well, Killian doesn't know that he wasn't reported as harboring Gino Manatelli.
Well,
And if I
Are you saying-
happen to place a call, because he did give me his number for future business, and offer, venture to venture, a little trade of sorts that, I'm looking out for my fellow venture, that his association, I've heard rumor, might be known, that it might be time to relocate. And, well, Lamar, how has his service been? Perhaps he could manage more territory while your organization figures out who takes over your operations.
well, shit.
What do you think?
I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm suddenly really glad I kept that in my back pocket. I wouldn't have played it like this, but I'm glad I came to talk to you tonight because that's good. I like it. So,
Well, let us see how it goes. Do be very quiet. He does not need to know you are here. And she calls Killian Roche.
Phone rings a bit. You got Roche fighting in promotions.
Mr. LaRoche, it is Jacqueline Durand. Do you have a moment for us to speak?
Maybe. Depends on what it's about.
I would like to do you a big favor.
Now, why do I think that this is not going to be the favor you're claiming? You know what? Let me hear it.
You know, I tend to mingle with some society, and I hear things. I hear that Gino is no longer with us.
Yeah, you know, it's rough business.
It is a rough business. It's a very rough business. It's always sad when I lose one of my American cousins.
Yeah.
But I've also heard that he was spotted with you.
Well, I mean, considering you spotted him with me, I'm sure.
It wasn't me that revealed that.
Just pointing out that, yeah, you don't have to say you heard he was spotted with me. You spotted him with me. So,
I believe your best idea right now, Mr. Roche, would be to rely on your connections to get you safely out of this city before the sheriff gets word of it.
I ain't worried about the sheriff right now. Good luck finding me.
But I believe Lamar has been providing good service to you, yes?
Well, yeah, but, let's go back to what you just said, because, in my world, that sounds like a shakedown.
It's not
Seems to be a bit of a
shakedown.
threat.
It's not a threat. It is not a threat, truly. You've seen the potential that Lamar has. Give him a little more territory.
I tell you what, I'll talk to my boss, and I'm sure my boss will be in contact with him.
Fantastic. I do hope it can be arranged.
I'm sure we'll arrange something.
I'm sure you will, and if I find that it is dissatisfactory, I am not only connected in this city. And she hangs up.
Okay.
So I could only hear part of that. How did it go?
Oh, he took it as a threat.
Yeah, I mean, monsters take everything as threats.
Yes, they do. They're impossible to do business with. But I tried, and he says that his boss will be in touch with you. Let me know if he tries to fuck with you too much. I'll have
Wait, his boss will be in touch with me.
Mm-hmm. Let him know if he tries to fuck with you too much, because I will definitely make sure that one gets handled. I will not let the mob step on me.
You do remember who his boss is, don't you?
I do indeed, and he's supposed to be dead.
All right. I will, in fact, keep that in mind. But if something does happen, if I do happen to just stop coming around, make sure
the south side will burn.
Make sure Damien gets that information too.
Of course, but the south side will burn. You know this, right?
I'm actually a little flattered by that. I'm a lot flattered by that.
I take the protection of those that are loyal to me very seriously. And if they try to threaten you or harm you, they cross me and the weight that I can throw at them.
And I know what happens to people who cross you. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. I'm going to be happy with that. So.
So I do apologize that he is an insufferable asshole.
I'm not going to worry about it too much. At least not for now. But thank you for listening, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do about that. I do have now I'm sitting here thinking about it. I have a plan B if plan A doesn't pan out.
Good.
Meantime, everything good with you? We got any other issues we got to deal with after, the other night?
I do have something I'm going to need some assistance with, but I'd like to speak with the whole coterie to see who can provide assistance. It's my personal business, but I worry that I may need a few extra hands to deal with it if it comes to shit.
All right. When do you want to talk about it?
I have another meeting this evening.
Later tonight?
Later tonight, maybe. Maybe we can all meet up.
Club?
Sure.
All right. I'll put the word out with the others just so they know what to expect.
Have your man do it. You know how you...
Yeah. Roscoe's still screwing with me about the whole Q thing, so...
Yes, that is definitely a common occurrence with you. So, but my apologies. I attempted to assist. I hope it works out. You may have a better time because you are used to speaking their language, as it were, to getting things worked out.
Fair enough. All right, well, I'll head out. Have a good night. Hope your next meeting goes well.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, Eleanor, you have been waiting there about 5 or 10 minutes, but we're actually going to flash over for a different scene real quick. Good old Roscoe. You've been wanting to talk with Sun Shi, and she actually agreed to meet with you at your bookshop. You're muted.
Thank you. I would like to warn her off of that and suggest an alternate place.
She offers she can meet you at the Chantry. Or
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
yeah, she won't let you know where she is.
That's fine. A third, another neutral spot's fine.
Said, I mean, you can always pick. We can meet up one of the bars in Tremere territory.
Let's do that.
Up in, or she doesn't say Tremere territory. In our
Yeah.
territory is what she says. But
That sounds great.
okay, and you meet up. It's actually an all-night coffee shop. And of course, she comes in, and I'm going to share the image just to remind everybody of who we're looking at. Well, if I can keep from clicking the wrong things. There we go. She's wearing tonight a long flowing skirt with a blouse. She's got her hair pulled back in a ponytail all down her back. Her raven locks. Obviously, she's of Asian descent. You'd put her, she appears to be early 20s. Hey, Roscoe.
Hey, Sunshi. How are you tonight?
Been worse, been better, just
Feeling yourself tonight?
mostly.
Okay.
So it's kind of odd, we don't normally just meet up and hang out, but I figured why not see if we know a bit about each other, but why not meet up here and talk a bit?
Yeah, I think we might actually have some directed conversation tonight that could be of interest to both of us.
Yeah, if we're not interrupted.
Yeah, that's a possibility, actually, considering what I have to tell you. Reason I warned you off coming to my shop. I had a visit from, I don't know if they're familiar to you or your friend. I had taken stewardship of a piece of jewelry of one of my friends. I had to store it in the shop just for safekeeping. They came to get it. Now, not since I don't normally have dealings with their culture, I really didn't take their question as to whether they could come in as being anything out of the ordinary. But I assented, And when they came in,
Wait,
Um,
wait, Roscoe. You invited one in.
yes, I did. To put it bluntly, yes.
And you're still here.
Yes, I'm a little amazed about that myself.
She actually leans closer. And we'll roll some dice here real quick. You appear to still be you. Odd.
At least I think I'm still me.
Well, of course you would say that. I say I'm still me.
Yeah, but how do we know?
That's a question I actually ask myself daily. Am I really me, or am I just allowed to think I'm me? It's a dark rabbit hole to go down.
A deep one too.
Yes, it is.
But let's just say that once they came into the shop, business was conducted very fairly quickly and definitively. They took possession of the jewelry and left.
Again, you're still here.
I am. They seem much more interested in just retrieving the piece than anything else.
My friend, when they decide they want something, they normally take it and also damage others nearby. That's why I ask you're still here.
Things. I don't notice any difference in myself.
Well,
now my shop seemed to be a little bit more quiet than a lot more quiet than usual after the fact.
it didn't burn down.
No, not on its own.
Did they leave anything behind?
Not that I've noticed.
You'll want to check,
Okay, I'll do that.
because they took something.
Yes.
They did not leave something behind. They would normally give something to take something.
Maybe it was my life I was given.
They place no value on that. Even if you invited them in, there is a certain decorum.
I was going to ask you, like, what are the rules in this situation? What's the etiquette?
I don't know a lot. You're treading on something that we don't talk about in the city. It's about the peoples and the ones who live in Chinatown. But there's a certain etiquette on these things. And even invited in a guest is still a guest. So if they took something, they left something. And that doesn't mean the gift they left
Is physical?
or is something you would want them to leave. Especially if you invited them in. But, I mean, you got out of it, hopefully, mostly you intact.
Yes, hopefully.
So,
But I'm just, from what little I know of the situation, and in general, I'm sure, just I would be less than a pawn, a plaything in this situation. It seemed to be a much higher level thing that they're interested in.
they are capricious. They could have hurt you. The one in me does, but there's a reason.
Now, having been once invited in, is the invitation considered permanent?
Well, no. If you invite somebody to come into your house for dinner, does that mean they can come over the next night when you're not home?
Well, I didn't know how it works in this instance.
Oh. what I've learned through, she kind of rubs her temple, some years, is there's the etiquette. It's very hospitable about manners, but it's not our manners. But, I mean, I know nothing I say will make you feel better because, frankly, I don't even know if I trust what I say. I mean, I hate saying that, but it's a fact.
Yeah.
Again, the rabbit hole, once you go down it. Not a pretty place to go, let me tell you.
Well, if my new friend was to have decided to make a more of a long-term play thing, would I have any way of knowing?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They can't keep from talking about it, taunting you. At least mine does. So, my best advice to you is to tell your friends to watch you closely for signs that you're not you. In all my research, I've never found a way to detect, ward, protect, any of that. Well, if I could find a way to get rid of this thing, I would. And at those words, you see a dark cloud pass in front of her eyes. He didn't like that. Doesn't like talk of eviction.
Right. Yeah.
What the hell have you gotten yourself involved in, Roscoe?
Mm-hmm. I'm still figuring that one out myself.
I mean, I was always suspicious of that Berkeley guy, but maybe I should have been more suspicious of you.
No, this has come to pass after him.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, we just can't get away from that, can we?
No, we really can't.
You asked the regent about it?
No, I've told no one.
Don't. I wouldn't trust him with that.
Oh, I don't trust him as far as, well.
Now you have a little sense, at least. There's something off about Abraham. I haven't figured out what it is yet. There's something off.
Anything to do with his the guest, the Chantry guest?
I don't know. I'm not even going to question. That was a Nikolai decision to allow her into the Chantry. I don't understand why he kept it, but I mean, Nikolai was his sire. Maybe it's some sort of odd honoring the sire thing. But something's been off about him lately. Just
more than usual?
Yeah, I would keep odd visitors. He seems to be digging around looking for information about things he shouldn't.
Anything that related to my other, well, Jonathan?
No, it's more of he's looking into some stuff about, well, Chinatown. We're not supposed to go there for a good reason.
No, I'm aware of that. Now, the piece of jewelry did have some heartwarming behavior as we traveled by Chinatown one time. It did seem to be sensitive to it.
Maybe it was theirs. I don't know. What did the amulet look like?
Storyteller.
It was square jade with odd symbols.
Okay. It was jade kind of square, and it had some symbols that I have no idea what they were, but it was a fairly pretty piece of jewelry.
Jade.
Mm-hmm.
And the dark cloud passes in front of her eyes again, but this time it takes hold. And it stays there. So you had Jade from the Jade Demon. Oh,
What is that?
your kind never learn. Oh no, you're going to remain in the dark on this one. And then the shadow passes again, and Sunchi gets a very worried look on her face. It happened
Yes.
again, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
We had a few words.
Why is it laughing?
Apparently, it found the idea of jade jewelry amusing.
Well, I mean, that's what they called the one I spoke with that time long ago. Is Jade Demon.
Yeah, that was the name used.
I'm sorry, Roscoe, I gotta go.
Okay, it was good to see you.
It's telling me if I don't shut my mouth now, it's going to make a scene.
Good to see you. I'll see you again.
It's good to see you again. And I'm sure we'll talk again. Hopefully on a night where this thing is a bit quieter. For some reason it gets riled up every time you're around.
I kind of understand why now.
Yeah. And with that, she gets up and leaves Roscoe sitting in a coffee shop wondering what the hell just happened. This is where I think we're going to go to break so that we can come back to Eleanor meeting with Jackie. So everybody, please enjoy the break. We'll be back 10 minutes.
Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me Let's Demon, Queen of Hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, beautiful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Je blood Bathory. I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered. All my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, shut me up and told a story of a bitch called Bathory. Let's sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of beautiful, drinking the blood of beautiful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? I shall bet Bathory. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain a prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, that will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in the world predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul, we don't have to hide. To burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
Welcome back. It's been an interesting night for this particular coterie. But where we left off was actually Eleanor had been waiting in Etienne's office of all places. And of course, after Lamar leaves, Etienne grabs you, Eleanor, and brings you over to Jackie's office. And I will actually turn the scene over to Eleanor and Jackie
Oh,
in the cabaret.
Eleanor, I hope you didn't have to wait long.
Oh no, not very long at all. I was actually drawing Etienne.
Oh,
He has such a good profile.
he is beautiful, isn't he? Well, I'm glad you are doing okay after last night.
Surprisingly well.
I
really.
imagine it is a bit of a relief.
Yes, it is.
And possibly a little cathartic that you could do it yourself.
Yes. I don't know that I've ever really had the opportunity to take care of such a thing before on my own.
Well,
It's
it is.
quite nice.
I am glad that it gave you satisfaction, truly. However, the way the scene was set up,
Yes.
your sire dismembered him
Yes.
and left him staked, and then presented him to you
Yes.
because he was your enemy.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that fit a pattern that I was aware of to be on the lookout for.
A pattern?
Indeed. Your sire is hunted, wanted, on the red list.
On
Do
on
you
the
know
red
what
list.
that is?
I have heard tales.
Some Ventru are in the know. And all that are in the know, when we become aware, we have to report it.
I see.
I have reported it to the appropriate individuals that I can in the city. And I did not implicate you or what happened last night.
I thank you for that.
I am sorry that I had to do so.
I understand.
But please understand the consequences if I had not.
They were too great. Too great. You must... You did the right thing. I am not angry about that. I don't hold it against you.
I am sorry, though. Truly. I know you care very much for your sire.
I do.
Are you able to get in touch with them quickly? Or do you have to wait on their leisure?
Typically, they come to me. If my need is great, they might come swiftly, but
okay.
I do not have a direct line of communication to them.
As soon as you see them again, please do warn them.
Yes.
I don't wish to cause you distress, and if they can get away, they should.
Yes. And it may be that they have already gone, having done what they set out to do.
I hope, truly. Because I do not wish to distress you, darling.
No, I understand. Oh, there's always something, isn't there?
Can I possibly give you a hug?
Yes, please.
And I get up from around my desk and go over to her and take her into a hug.
I also return the hug.
I am so sorry, darling.
I know. Truly, I do not hold it against you. You must do what you must do.
I did, but I made sure I did it in a way that would protect you.
Yes. I appreciate that.
Of course. It is what I do.
I know it. And I can trust you.
You can.
That I know.
You can.
Always have.
And I trust you.
Yes. Even though I continue to darken your doorstep with strange things.
It just comes with the territory with you, darling. I accept that.
It does, indeed. Perhaps it would be less darkening of doors for a while.
Perhaps. That would be lovely. Now, there are some things that I need to speak with the entire group about. I'm sure you possibly received a text from Lamar's man?
I did.
Okay.
I figured it could not have come from him, seeing as it didn't have any...
Yeah, no. I encouraged him to get someone that can handle his messaging for him, and he has done so.
Oh, good. Excellent. I mean, I do appreciate the odd Q or...
It is funny.
69 or...
69 is especially funny.
QT. They're quite amusing to try and figure out.
Would you like to ride with me to the club?
I would. I would very much.
Okay, very
And
good.
Jackie?
Yes?
I thank you for telling me.
Of course.
You did not have to.
You are right, I did not. But you are my friend.
And you are my friend. Now, let's go.
Let's go.
And so, you ride over to the club. Now, here's the funny thing about everything going on here. You're all supposed to meet there. Sam, you're actually, because you weren't doing a bunch of other things tonight, you're the first one to arrive. What is Sam doing when he arrives at the club first for once?
Actually, Sam is on the main floor, kind of just kicking back with his head back and just rubbing his hands, rubbing his skin, because he fed on somebody with a particular resonance, and it's got him feeling sort of some kind of way.
Okay. And because Destiny was also near her clinic tonight, that would put Destiny the next one to arrive, wouldn't it? And Destiny, you find Sam in that state right on the main floor.
You okay?
Destiny, I am rolling.
Rolling.
Yeah, like from Tombstone. Never mind. We're gonna have a movie night.
Movies are not my preferred choice of things to do, I guess.
Okay. I just got a message to meet up here, and nobody was here, so I just came down and kind of decided to get zen about it, you know?
I see. Yes. Zen.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So about the other night with the shooting range and everything.
Yeah, you did good.
Oh, thanks. We like barely talked while we were there. Were you zenned out then too, or just is that how you get when you're at a shooting range?
No, it's about teaching your muscles how to move. And, you know, the more you practice it, the more your muscles will remember. And eventually you won't even think about it. You'll just bang, bang.
Kinesthetic memory.
Absolutely. There's two ways to learn, muscle memory or blunt force trauma. You pick the former. Good on you. That's another joke. I'm sorry. I'm not.
It's okay. I think that your jokes are great. I think that the problem is just with me. It's been a week.
You want to go upstairs and talk about it real quick?
No.
All right. Well, would you like a drink?
What kind of drink?
I mean, there's a bar right there.
Yeah, sure. Do you want a drink? I guess let's get something to drink.
No, I'm good. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not really good with people a lot of times. So
why is that?
Why is that? You can't just go around asking someone why they're not good with people.
Why not?
That's like asking someone, hey, why are you awkward and strange? That's not really nice.
I don't think you're awkward or strange. I think you're a delight.
Are you?
I am not being sarcastic.
No, I wasn't asking if you're being sarcastic. No, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just really, really bad at this type of thing. But are you flirting with me?
No. I'm being, oh dear, sweet Jesus, Mary and Joseph and all the saints. Woo, boy.
I really don't know when people are flirting with me. And I just got a message from someone that I know is flirting with me or has in the past. It wants to meet up, and I don't want to meet up with him. And I just There was another person who apparently was asking me out on a date, and I thought he just wanted to take me out to go see some theater. But I guess that's a date. I just thought that you would go out to see theater with people, and you asked me to do a movie night, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
really
back
not.
in the day, me and the people in my unit, as a method of relaxation and esprit de corps, we would all get together, sit down, watch a movie. It's a team building thing, not a hey, let's go shag thing.
Right.
Did I make you uncomfortable? I'm
no,
sorry.
no, it's fine. This is fine.
No, I'm not flirting with you. I'm not asking you out. I'm not doing any of that.
Okay. If you ever do, just
Beat
so
you
you
over
could
the head with a
know.
baseball bat to let you know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, maybe don't tell anybody, but especially don't tell Kathy or any of the other Toreador in the city.
Yeah,
I'm not good with the whole seduction thing. Like, I'm trying.
Hey,
I'm trying to learn, but it's.
I was going to say something, but you said you don't like movies, so you wouldn't get it.
Well, you could say it. I mean, just because I don't like movies doesn't mean I don't want to know the references if people make the references.
It's past now. Look, Destiny, I got your back. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, this is going swimmingly. No, what I wanted to tell you is last night you did, or when we went to the range, I should say, you did fucking fantastic. You were putting, you were hitting steel. Good job. You got a lot of room to grow, but you've got good instincts. You've got good, posture, and there's a fluidity to your movements that I think will do you well.
I was a dancer. I am a dancer.
Oh, there you go.
And Martin always said that my instincts were the things that were going to keep me alive in New York. So,
who's Martin?
My surrogate sire. You've heard the whole drama. Oh, really? You haven't heard?
I don't pry. If you want to tell me,
you've been in the city for like what, 2-3 weeks now, and you haven't heard the whole drama?
I don't pry into people's business. That's how you get your head separated from your body.
Okay. Well,
And if you don't want to tell me, you don't have to.
Oh no, I'm totally okay with. I mean, the whole entire city knows. I'm surprised. That's why I'm surprised you hadn't heard. But I was sired right around the start of the war in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that my sire had died the night that she embraced me. Come to find out, she didn't actually die, but because she was MIA, Martin took me under his wing. And I had a surrogate sire for the first 10 years, 11.
Mm-hmm.
Time is immaterial, right? I've heard it just gets worse as time goes on. But, yeah.
No one has a good relationship with their sire, right?
Okay.
Right.
Real quick, I see Sam is insight rolling you, Destiny.
But he's high, and that was a crappy roll.
Yeah, that's pretty rough there.
I've always found that when it comes to me rolling, my rolls support the narrative.
So, Destiny, you can go compose your subterfuge on this.
Okie dokie.
I would let you take half, but you'd have to say you're taking half before you saw his roll. Because, yeah. So far, Sam has 1 success to insight roll her, and Destiny has 3. Sam, it's believable, especially in your high state at the moment, or your tore up state.
I'm not high. It's just there's a whole lot of sanguine blood flowing through me right now, so I'm kind of rolling on.
Your impaired state.
Yeah.
You're feeling really blissful right now.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was feeling snacky.
A little snicky snack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like I said when we first met, I'm not here to create problems for no one. I'm here to solve problems for y'all. Problem is I've got a lot of fucking problems. But
I mean, mine isn't a problem so long as.
no, I just mean, like I said, you tell me what you want to tell me at your own pace. And if there's something you don't want to tell me, don't fucking tell me.
Okay.
Bosco said y'all were straight shooters, so that's how I'm treating you. Don't prove them wrong. That's all I'm asking.
I was kind of hoping that when we were at the shooting range that you would have, I don't know, reminisced about some of the things that you did during the Sabbat War.
Ooh, that's a conversation for private. So let's go ahead and head up to that conference room.
Let's go.
All right. We will head up to the conference room and continue our conversation there.
Hey, where are y'all going?
Oh, we were just going to talk about some of the misadventures of Bosco and Sammy.
Oh, okay. You sure you... Okay, you guys have fun.
Oh,
I mean, you can come too if you want. You're kind of pertinent to the tale.
I don't want to keep you from telling the tall tales. I mean, maybe you'll say something nice.
Bosco, when have I ever said anything bad about you? You're too
Well,
pretty.
never to my face, my friend. Of course, Who knows what happens? Because you look like you had a great meal tonight.
Don't I always?
So,
are you guys
Roscoe-
flirting?
Me
You?
now? Yes, this is flirting with him. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we do this all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the rest of the coterie can enter scenes when they're ready, but as of right now, we have Destiny and Sam and Roscoe telling war stories and stuff in the conference room. So,
Jackie's Cabaret is just on basically the southernmost edge of Wicker Park, so it's not going to take that long for
yeah,
her.
but
to
Lamar left
get
before
there.
you did.
He did.
So, Lamar, you get there next to find them in the conference room.
Shooting the
Sam's
shit.
telling a pretty wild tale about, you're not quite sure you believe he's actually talking about Bosco, even though he's claiming he is. It's pretty wild.
So, yeah, Bosco, he jumps through the skylight, 3-point landing, superhero landing, and just stands up and says, "Sorry for dropping in." And then just flower of firepower. It was obscenely awesome.
It was obscenely lying.
No, I'm not. Come on, man.
I've never done any such thing in my entire unlife.
He's selling himself short is what he's doing. He's trying to frigging set the bar low so that he can step over it.
Was any part of it true?
All of it was true, I swear.
This looks merry. How's it going, everyone?
Hey, Lamar.
Oh,
Hey, LC. How you doing?
Evening. Doing all right?
Fantastic.
Oh, don't let me bring the mood down or anything.
Oh no.
I'm
Oh,
listening.
no. There is nothing that could bring my mood down right now.
And at this point, Eleanor and Jackie walk in, and they are, giggling a little bit amongst each other because Jackie's trying to improve Eleanor's mood a little bit. So, making her laugh and giggle. Oh, hello, everyone.
Hello. How is
Hello there.
everyone?
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
You're doing great. Even
Doing
better now
pretty
that you
good.
two are here.
Oh, Destiny, did you get my gift?
Yes. What is it?
It is a corset holster. You can wear it under your tops.
That's what the pockets were for. It's not just pockets.
No, it's not just pockets. It's for
Because
concealment.
I was really excited when I thought that it was just pockets, but then I was like, wait a second.
Well, I
there's
mean, if
nothing,
you feel like you don't need to
above the
carry a
breast,
weapon, then you can
so-
use it as pockets. But it actually, the pockets are designed to hold your weapons. And it because it keeps it so tight to you, it conceals very well under your tops that you like to wear, since you like to wear things that are a little flowy.
Oh, the tops. Right. So you wouldn't put it on under a dress because then you'd have to get naked if you wanted to
You pretty
get
much have to
the
jack your
guns.
dress all the way up. Right. You use a thigh holster for dresses, but you use the corset holster for your tops with your jeans.
I like that.
And it stretches so it'll fit around you, and you just clip the front with the hooks, and it lays perfectly against your skin, and you set your weapons in it.
I still feel like I'm going to need an entirely new wardrobe for this, but I guess that's not the worst problem in the world to have, right?
We are going shopping soon.
We are.
If Chicago was an open carry city, you could wear it on the outside.
And since I'm already going to make arrangements for the outfits for your friend, I will make arrangements for some for you as well, if you'd like. For you to try on.
For me to try on?
Yes.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yes. Perfect. I'll make those arrangements. So, everyone, so glad we all could gather. As Sam has mentioned about the plethora of problems we have in our lab, I've come to discuss potential plans that I have thought up, and I would love your input on, because I will not do actions on things unless everyone is in agreement that it is a good plan. Sam, I especially appreciate your insight, as you tend to have a tactical mind. Lamar, the issue you brought to me this evening, I think I have a solution for. It's actually a solution that will be multifaceted. I have a meeting soon, hopefully, still waiting on that bastard to get with me, with Sovereign, that I will report our friend to.
Okay.
And I am going to inform the lunatic about that organization.
Okay.
That will get his homeless out of our domain, because that will start a turf war in the south side.
Yeah. But you know what? I can have my people pull back a little bit too, and we see how that goes.
Yes, I say observe and watch for the fallout, because then you can clean up and take over.
All right. Well, you know what? I can continue working on the other half of that. So, All right, go for it.
Yes, I think that will solve one of our problems with the crazy mad king. Distract him for quite some time fighting a criminal organization in the south side, while we do other things and solve other problems. Any other input on this? Do you agree that this is a good plan to get this off our laps?
Yeah, it's good. And let me know when you speak to Sovereign.
Okay.
Catch up with him.
Absolutely. Everyone else? Any input? No?
Seems smart to me.
Okay.
Seems well thought out.
Awesome. Sam, are you okay? Do I recognize his effects from his resonance? Because it is one I'm very familiar with.
I will let you roll. Wits and insight.
Oh no, we're going to willpower that.
Oh, come now.
Okay, that's 2.
No, well, you can't narrow it down to a blood type or a resonance.
Does it seem like similar?
Seems to be under the effect of something.
Okay.
Could be drugs, could be alcohol, could be anything.
Okay.
But he's not his normal self.
Okay. Interesting. I'll just pocket that. So we have that situation, which will handle that. Destiny, at some point I'll need to go out within the domain with you walking, because there's been some hostilities between the homeless here. I believe it's probably Waneka's and the Crazy King's people getting a little bit uppity with each other, because I know you are familiar with those who reside with Waneka.
Yes.
So if you happen to recognize any of those that seem hostile as those, then I know the other is the other guys, so I can talk to them about getting a meeting.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay, thank you. So we'll do that shortly. If not tonight, then another night, but we will find them. Okay, so other issue we have is Kathy and Nero.
Yeah, what are you thinking regarding them? I mean, we did come up with that idea with
Telling Damien.
Well, telling Damien to maybe keep her out of here.
Yeah,
as the whole lupine thing.
I've had a thought about that, and I don't think that would work. The girl is obsessed. I think that would just push her forward even more.
Yeah. You don't think self-preservation would win out over that?
Considering she toys with her sire, no, I don't.
What did you do to this poor girl, Lamar?
He was just nice to her, and she's so attention-starved that she latched on because he's the new flavor in the town.
Well,
I mean, you were doing so well, so I'm more than happy to step back and.
It's all you.
She is truly not interested in him. She merely used him to try to get to you.
Nope, I am permanent second fiddle, buddy.
Okay, so what I'm thinking, every time she's in our domain, Nero makes an appearance, yes? Nearly every time.
Yeah, that tracks.
I believe she is toying with him a bit. I think she is arranging to tell him where she is going so he can show up looking for her. Or perhaps there's a bond involved. I don't know. Who knows? But either way, she likes to stir up drama. And she's using her sire in this. Because she knows her sire makes you uncomfortable, Lamar. So she is stirring up drama. She wants a courtship with you of sorts. She wants a liaison. She wants probably to fuck your brains out, Lamar. She is young and still attached. Can you do that for her?
Well, I'm sorry. We went from talking about what she wants to that.
I know what the girl wants.
I gotta think about this because we went through a lot of work to maybe keep this from going any further.
But listen, hear me out. Because if you can be that dangerous lover that she's looking for, because she likes him dangerous, she likes him exciting. If you, while you have your boys pulled out of Southside, can keep her entertained most nights. When Nero comes looking, because I'm going to tell you something, Nero is interested in certain individuals for feeding. He mentioned to me, asked if he could have my DJ. That night he was here in the club. I believe Kathy is his method of procuring his dinner. Because he is unable to hunt in his state, not as well as he used to. He repulses people. While you keep her distracted, I offer my services to provide his sustenance and keep him contained. And if there is a bond involved, it's not like either one of them won't come to each other at some point to renew that. But at least it keeps them entertained, out of the way, and generally... And at least until Kathy's bored with you, because you know she's toyed, or she will eventually become bored.
Okay, that's true. They do tend to do that.
And especially, and it also could play this way out. Either she becomes bored with you because she gets tired of the constant, excitement and all that. It just becomes routine to her, and so she decides she's bored. And then that fizzles out, or she decides she gets real fucking jealous of me stepping in with Nero and wants him back. And leaves you alone.
Probably won't take her that long to get bored or get upset either way.
Exactly. So either way, we are playing on her emotions, which are what drives her, and keeping her busy.
Okay. All right. I think I can pull it off.
Okay, let me know when you do so I can be on the lookout for Nero. What you got, Sam?
LC the honeypot.
Exactly. He's the honeypot. She wants him more than anything. So let's hand him on a silver platter to her.
As long as Nero getting hungry doesn't involve, feasting on me, we're good.
No, he is not going to feast on you. I will not allow that to happen. But, Destiny, I know that you and Lamar have been posing as a couple, as it were. You play into this, darling.
We've been posing as a couple?
You have claimed each other. You claimed him with Kathy. He claimed you with Genghis. Oh, yes, I heard about what happened at Red Number 5. So, I think you play into this as you have grown bored with Lamar.
But I haven't.
But you have. And then, when you see him and Kathy, if it happens that she's really enjoying her time with Lamar, you see after some time they are enjoying themselves. Think of it as a role, darling. You're playing the disinterested ex-girlfriend who suddenly gets jealous that they are happy. That he is happy and not with you.
If we're playing this whole thing out... Oh, I don't want... I had a message from Genghis.
Oh, that is perfect.
What, he came to see you?
No, he wouldn't have gotten within 20 feet of me. I would have... I don't even know what I would have done. He sent someone.
Who did he send?
Patricia Dooley. She said that...
Do I know that name from anything? No? Okay.
No, you don't.
Okay. Patricia Dooley.
She said that she had a message for you from Mel Davis as well.
What was the message?
The message was that she'd meet with her, right? Storyteller?
That Jackie is supposed to
have a meeting with
well, she said with her is what the person... Patricia said Mel Davis wanted to pass the message to Jackie that Jackie's supposed to meet with Patricia is what was implied.
Okay. So I tell her that, basically.
Oh, darling, you just met the Anarch Baron.
What?
Oh, yes.
She didn't seem like a Baron.
Well, she's an Anarch. Of course she wouldn't seem like a Baron.
Sam looks at Roscoe.
Oh,
so
yes.
He sent the Baron to give you a message.
Did she say she was doing a favor for him?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
She said that she owed him a favor. And
yes, that would have been a minor boon.
I called him essentially an asshole to her.
Oh, she knows he's an asshole.
She just laughed about it.
Yeah, she knows he's an asshole. Everyone knows he's an asshole.
I wasn't going to actually accept his invitation for a drink, but I guess...
If you are growing bored with Lamar, going for that drink is a good step to show that. It doesn't have to go much further than that. You have a drink with Genghis, realize he's a douchebag, and don't ever want to see him again.
I don't have to have a drink with
I know, but we
realize
play
that.
the role. He is a douchebag, but you just say, no, I'm
Oh.
sorry, Genghis, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, and then Lamar being all jealous that Destiny's having a drink with Genghis, he could
He
show
hooks
up.
up with Kathy.
Oh no.
Here you come helping, Roscoe. Here you come helping.
It's what I'm here for, Lamar. I just want to help.
So, okay. In a few nights, we will go down to the pit. I will have my meeting, you will have your drink with Genghis, and then we will leave.
Meanwhile, I'll be probably
Keeping an
hanging
eye
out
out
with
for
Cass.
Kathy.
Probably at the jazz club.
And playing Casanova, darling.
All right, then. I guess we got a little something going here. But I do need to speak to my better half before we kick all this off. So I'll just talk to you soon.
What? Are you referring to me?
I am my better half.
Oh, now there's another issue. It's actually a personal one for my business.
So is it business or personal?
It is business. I am in process of getting ready to launch an escort service. And because it is something that there is not kindred influence in this city, so it is a vacuum, and it needs to be taken care of, because that is a place to get information and influence. So I'm taking advantage of that opportunity. And with that, one of my girls that I've recently hired and has been going through the training for this service came to me with concerns. Destiny, your friend, was worried about the gentleman that had basically handed her over to her pimp. She reaches into her purse, takes out 2 photos, puts them on the table. This gentleman is Carlo Lasky. He is trafficking people to be prostitutes on the street. He works for Horatio Ballard of Ballard Industries in the city, a Ventru. And I'm looking around the table.
Sam, you okay?
Sam?
You good, man?
You know this, man.
The arm of the chair that Sam is sitting in detaches in his grasp.
What is it, Sam?
I'm going to say he knows the guy.
Yes.
How do you know the guy?
Do you need to discuss this privately with me?
No. Nah, we good. He is not to be touched.
Well, obviously, he works for a fellow venturer in the city that is far more powerful than I. What do you know about him?
Just whatever he wants, give it to him.
He can't have my girl.
I can't help you with this. If he sees me,
If he works for Horatio Ballard, and I'm looking at the picture, does he look like an older man or does he look like a younger man? Storyteller?
I will ask Sam.
he looks like he's in about his mid-50s.
Out of character, is at the appropriate age he should be. Okay. If he is a ghoul of Horatio Ballard, Well, I already have people looking into him.
Mm-mm. Stop doing that, Jackie.
I protect those loyal to me.
And you just stepped into an arena that you should not be in. So I'm going to ask you politely, leave him alone.
I don't think he'll leave me alone once he gets word that I've got his girl. What he set those girls up to do, and this is the first time any of you have seen Jackie get this angry. He will not have her.
Then you got to get creative. Stage your death. Do something.
Perhaps I need to have dinner with Horatio Ballard.
He's a big name around the city. Like, he's pretty connected. I mean, aside from his company.
He is the sire of Alan Sovereign.
Yes, Eleanor.
I would like to premonition.
Okay, this is going to be great. Let me see it.
Jackie's mad. Sam knows stuff. Picture, girl, the whole situation. I would like to premonition. Okay, resolve aspects. I would like to willpower.
You have 4 before willpower. Eleanor's been a while since she did her own premonition, hasn't
Oh.
she? 6 on a
6.
premonition. Interesting.
Shit, I'm not muted.
Now we are in the club.
I know. Makes your premonitions a little more difficult, but 6.
As far as I know, we're in the conference room, if I'm not mistaken.
Of the club.
It is warded.
The club is warded.
Ah,
It makes premonitions difficult, but 6. That is more than enough to defeat what's been done in the club. Eleanor, your vision slips and fades. And first thing you see, woods, every forest. Someone wandering, lost in the woods. Alone, looking. Don't know what they're looking for. Don't know why they're even looking, but they're lost in the woods. And then they're found by a hunter. And the hunter takes them away from it all. And then your vision shifts again. And you see bodies piled up. Don't know who caused them. But it's a path of death. And then your vision returns to you. Only hint I can give you is that one part of that touched on both past and present, and the other part was pure future.
I say nothing. I continue to stare at the photos.
I will have everybody make wits awareness, please, to see if anyone noticed your eyes going. Not you, Eleanor. You don't have to, because I'm pretty sure you know you had a vision. I hope.
I do.
Wow, 3 from Jackie, 3 from Roscoe, 5 from Lamar. Impressive, Lamar. A success on every die. Quite impressive. 2 from Sam. Sam has got 2 of them on 6 dice. There's 7 dice, as a matter of fact, Sam. You're having a Steve Perry night, obviously. Destiny 2. Given that Jackie was distracted, 3 isn't going to do it for Jackie.
No, I think Jackie was still fuming.
Right, you were too distracted from it. Sam at 4, nope. I will definitely give it to Ross or to Lamar. Lamar, and actually, Sam rolled his willpower and he got up to 2, huh? Or 4. Lamar and Sam saw Eleanor's eyes glaze over.
So I will do what I must to try to protect her, but Destiny, if I cannot, you may have to get her out of town.
I will. I'll do anything.
So, Destiny, you found this girl, and you found this girl when Ballard's guy had her. And
I mean, I don't think it was. No, it couldn't have been Ballard's guy. He's not around anymore.
Did you kill the pimp?
I mean, he died of a knife to the kidney.
Okay. Killed the pimp. Okay. Yes, that is,
he was starving her.
I know. Oh, trust me, I know so much about the people that was sent to that pimp.
And this is a whole organization doing this?
Yes.
That's what he does. That's what he does for his bosses.
Fuck.
And then why do we have to leave him alone, Sam? Why can't we root out the problem?
Why do you think?
He has a connection to this man.
Well, shit. Pick better ties.
I told you, Bosco.
God damn it.
Don't bring me back to this city.
That's rough, Sam. I kind of get where you're coming from.
Oh no, that's not the fun part. The fun part is he used to be bacon.
No, this dickhead was a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Corrupt cop, obviously.
It's Chicago.
They're all corrupt.
I know they are. Why do you think I have a domain precinct in my pocket?
Yeah, right around a few years ago, he retired, and went to work for his real bosses.
Used to be code. They didn't let those guys in, at least.
Oh no, he was
back in the day.
He was a special case. He was sent to the academy.
Oh. To get on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, he's, if for no other reason than your own personal self-interest, Jacqueline, leave this guy alone. You want to talk about connected? This is the definition of connected. You want to talk about protected? This is the definition of protected.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to bring my not inconsiderable talents against this guy, and I got fucking nowhere.
Were you working alone back then?
Negative. He will he will not kill you. He will make sure you are punished, most Ricky Tick, in ways that you cannot conceive of.
Another
and
issue.
He will obstruct every move you try to make. That's the kind of freaking
Well, luckily he
Locked up
doesn't.
this motherfucker is.
He doesn't know where she is yet.
I don't know what your deal is with this Destiny, Jacqueline. I don't know what your particular deal is with this particular person, but you either I get him out of the city and make that trail run cold. That's the only course of action I can foresee, and that still might not work because he is a fucking dog with a bone.
Getting her out of the city is not going to work, then I can't let her get out of the city. I need to make sure she's safe.
Destiny, may I share her photo with the group so that we all can keep an eye out for her if we see her?
Yes, of course.
She takes a photo out of her purse and sets it in the center of the table.
Now, I have to ask for another wits awareness from everybody at this table. Now, understand this is a very difficult role. You are going to need a hell of a lot of successes for me to share anything that comes to this.
I roused for
Holy
a search.
fuck, Eleanor. Well, I guess when I say that, messy crit though, which is fun, isn't it?
It's fun.
Yes, Les, let me think here.
God damn it. I'm rolling like shit tonight.
Let me think here on this one because a messy crit, huh? Let me think of what I want to do with this one because that's what I thought. And now let me see what I want to give you. I think this is our, well, nope, it's not our first messy crit. First one under the companion rules, isn't it?
Believe so, yes.
You're going to have a penalty equal to your bane severity. I'm kicking in your compulsion. Now, the question is what compulsion to give you being Malkavian. I am going to send it to you. Or Eleanor,
Okay.
in this one case, this is not something that I want to share with the group. I do this rarely.
Meanwhile, after she's laid this out, the problem is Ballard is also broodmate with Prince Jackson. He is one of Lodin's children.
As if we didn't already have enough problems with that particular group. Ugh. I mean, my thought was if we make him look if we make him look incompetent enough, screw up enough of his plans, maybe Ballard will decide he's not worth the trouble and let him twist in the wind. I mean, that's what most higher ups do when they get a lackey that doesn't work out.
Yes, but from what I'm understanding, based on the history that this girl gave me, this gentleman has been doing this work for some time. So, he is not a new ghoul. He is not going to fuck up. Ventrue do not keep ghouls that fuck up.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming I see the picture on the table of this girl.
Yep. You don't recognize her.
I reached to pick up the picture of her.
I watch as Eleanor does so.
I'm looking at it very closely.
You see a beautiful blonde woman. Looks like she's in her early to mid-30s, possibly.
She's very pretty.
She is. There was a lot of work put into her to get her to look as healthy. She came to me in such a state.
Yes, she would.
The only food she'd eaten in months was food that I'd taken her out to get, and scraps from garbages.
Yeah.
Hell,
look
when
at
they
Sam.
get that old, they stop earning.
I'm like hard staring at you, Sam. I get up. I walk around the table. I come to stand next to you. And I put her photo right next to your head.
What the fuck are you doing?
What are you
Why does she look like you?
When Eleanor says that, you don't know how she noticed it. But her mentioning that there's a similar facial structure, similar look of the eyes.
Just the cheekbones and your eyes.
At which point Sam slams his fist on the conference room table and snaps it in twain.
Damn it.
Lamar scoots back from the
I promise you I protect her.
Lamar backs away from the table.
Yeah.
Who is she?
I am the bulwark between her and what she lived through. And if I can, I will ensure she gets her justice.
I pick up one half of the table and just launch it into the wall.
God.
And I get up and I leave.
I'm following him out. He just fucking destroyed my goddamn conference room and isn't talking.
Sam, do you let Jackie stop you?
Oh, hell no. I'm getting in my car and I'm freaking going for a ride.
God damn it, Sam, talk to me!
And as
I
Sam
am not fit to be around. And I get
Sam
in my car and I
drives
drive
off.
away.
Gonna leave one final scene with the rest of the coterie before we end this episode. Because Sam is definitely not listening.
She goes back
Mother's
to the
eyes. Mother's eyes.
Wait, you
I bet you.
Eleanor,
Yes.
are you okay, darling?
I don't know. But I looked at her and I saw so clearly that they must be closely related. They have the same eyes. But I do not think. No.
What do you think?
she his kid or something?
No. No, a sibling,
Sister.
a sister, sharing their mother's eyes.
Son of a... Well, this
He
just
was-
got way more complicated.
Yes, it did, indeed, Lamar. That is the understatement of the century.
Is this man the hunter? I point to the photo of Lasky. Is he the hunter who found her in the woods? Took her away.
God. Did you have a vision?
Yes.
I thought so.
Did you see it, Lamar?
You get a certain look when they come about, and I saw it.
There was a forest, and there was someone lost. And then a hunter came and took them away. It is the past and the present, but then there was bodies. So many bodies piled. That is the future.
He's from the hunter?
I don't know. For her, perhaps. You will keep her safe.
I will do everything I can, but honestly, I'm thinking at this point keeping her safe is making her invisible and getting her out.
Perhaps.
That might have... yeah, that sounds like the play, because otherwise we need to put a bullet in this guy's head and figure out how to keep Ballard off of our back after.
Yeah, good luck with that. Trust me, if you did that to Etienne, I would destroy you all. We do not underestimate loyal service.
Fuck.
Destiny has her phone out and she's sending a text message to Sandy just to check in to see if she's okay right now.
You do get a reply rather quickly, actually. Fine. What's up?
Not much. Lava cake soon?
Oh, of course. Just tell me where.
And she gives Sylvester's location. It's back open now, right? Just for normal business?
Back open now for normal business. They finally got the windows they were waiting on to replace the plate glass out front.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a good point to end this episode. With Eleanor with an amazing 8 successes. Jackie understanding what I think the rest of this coterie doesn't about just what someone like Lasky means when it comes to Ballard. And, well, we've lost Sam to his own anger.
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole coterie saw a little side of Sam. If there's ever questioned if he was a Brujah, I think it was answered.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to thank the players for this amazing episode, and of course the viewers for being here to see this episode. Viewer vote. Viewer XP this week goes to Eleanor, Lamar, and Sam. They got a number of votes for what happened last episode, so I'm going to give it to them. With a bonus XP to Abigail. Because I love the Abigail scene. I love to see that, the sire and the child interacting. That was a great scene. If you want to vote on who gets a viewer XP, of course, pop over to our Discord, right over here in chat. You can follow the link. You can post right in Chi-Town chat who gets a viewer vote this week. Go to anybody for any reason, except the storyteller. Please don't level me up. I'm already enough levels. If you want to vote for multiple people, please vote for multiple people. You have that option. If you like what we're doing here, of course, give us a subscribe, give us a follow. If you're on YouTube, subscribe over there. It's free on YouTube, you know. If you want to show appreciation to our players, you can give them bits and donations. That always goes to the players, not to Verlin and I, because that's our way of giving to them and showing our appreciation, because without the players, there's no damn game. And with this cast, holy fucking hell. An amazing episode overall. Check out over here a list of friends. These are people we support in the community that we like what they're doing. In particular, you need to pop over on Saturday. I know it conflicts with our Call of Cthulhu, but if you're not a Call of Cthulhu person, check out Junie on the RPG table doing her vampire, because if you're more vampire than Call of Cthulhu, I'll be honest, RPG table's got a good thing, because Junie's actually in our Monster Hearts game, which is going to come up here in a second. You want to check out, we got merch. Check out the link. We got our season 3 merch. We got a whole bunch of different merch. I'm sure that this episode might generate some more merch. I think that's conference table number 2.
2. At this point, Jackie's had to replace.
I guess there's going to be merch of need another conference table.
God damn it.
So
conference table 3.0.
Yep.
I'm making it out of steel this time.
Yeah, because
not gonna matter.
Yep. And again, 8 successes. I said it was difficult.
She blew it out the water.
And she goes, okay, hold my beer.
Challenge accepted.
And now I will turn it over to my lovely wife so that she can give you the schedule for this week.
Yes, thank you all for joining us today for episode 3 of Windy City After Dark. Join us on Wednesday, the 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern for our finale of Monster Hearts 2, Home I Love to Hate. We are calling that episode Promises. See how these young adult monsters featuring Mickey Bear down here and others such as Junie and Ravnos Archon and Maddox and Revbin Powers and Coyote Lewis, they are all going to be basically tying up their little party night that has gone all kinds of dramatic and awry, and some good things have happened, some bad things have happened, and everything in between. And we will see how that party ends. And then on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, we have, actually, there's a double feature on Saturday, the 26th. That is going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern is Call of Cthulhu. No, it's not actually. I forgot. She is off that week.
Yep.
So Call of Cthulhu is not a double feature on the 26th. My apologies. She is off. Tiss is off that week, but actually that is when our Mage the Ascension 2nd Edition game premieres, run by Ravnos Archon. That is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern, so a different time than our normal Saturday stream. Tiss runs hers at 3 p.m. Ravnos Archon is running his at 8 p.m. Eastern. Join us for Mage the Ascension 2nd Edition with new to our stream storyteller, Ravnos Archon. He normally streams games on his own channel, but wanted to join us over here at McStabber Studios to run this game. And we are excited. It's set in 1984 Miami. And it is going to be like ridiculous and everything neon and everything Lisa Frank, and it's going to be epic, and I'm loving it. I'm just like, I'm like so envisioning Miami Vice on like LSD. It's going to be
Vice
great.
Mage. Yep, Miami Vice Mage. That is just,
I can feel it.
yep. I mean, the imagery.
And then, of course, like I said, 8 p.m. Eastern on Saturday the 26th, and then, of course, back on here on the 27th at 5 p.m. on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Windy City After Dark, Episode 4. This is only the 3rd episode, y'all. Shit is going bonkers.
And we even find out if Roscoe wraps his car around a tree because he's so angry right now.
Not Roscoe.
Sorry, Sam. Roscoe wraps his truck
Shanky
around...
and his issue with names.
Or Roscoe wraps his truck around Sam's neck for just storming out of there instead of letting people talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's Sam.
He was not fit to be around.
No, and I know to let him go when he's like that. So
Yep, this was an interesting episode, I think, all around. We had some emotional scenes, we had some funny scenes, and then we ended with a holy fuck. So I thank you all, and in the immortal words of Chops, please, mental health, it's no laughing matter, it's no joking matter. Please check in on your friends, check in on family, check in on loved ones. Make sure they're okay, please, because a lot of people aren't, and a lot of people are struggling, and they need help. And speaking of need help, right now here in the chat window, right here on Twitch, we have a list of numbers that you can call, you can text, even a website if you're international that you can go to that will tell you in your country what the support numbers are, because all of us need help at some points and we need assistance, and there's nothing wrong with looking for it because we need it. So please take mental health seriously. And I know what my wife is about to say, and I will turn it over to her before we leave.
Take it from Mama Nurse here. Go get your COVID vaccine. If you haven't, get it started. Go do it. Protect yourself, protect others. Herd immunity is how we beat it. So make sure you go get your vaccine if you are able to. If you have some condition that prevents you from being able to get it, it's okay. Everyone around you that can get it should, so that they protect you and themselves. Seriously, go do it. Because legit, if we don't, in America, not even 50% have gotten the vaccine overall. That's horrifying. Because come this winter, there will be another surge and more people will die.
Yep. And if my white coat phobia ass can go get one, you should be able to too.
Yeah, go get the vaccine, guys, seriously. Because the more people who are vaccinated, the more people who will survive.
And
love you all.
From the cast and as the storyteller of this amazing group of players here and studio as a whole, I thank you all. And good night.